Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching another exciting episode of Anything Can Happen, the political game show where anything can happen, just like American politics. We've got the new studio kind of dialed in now. We've got background. It's a little. I know it's kind of green screeny, so it's a little weird, but it's. We're getting there. We got the microphone working. I was trying to get the camera dialed in, but it's good as long as my Superman curl is working. It's going to be fantastic. We have a fantastic show. We usually do the show the second Thursday of every month. We didn't do one in December, just because we had some guest issues, and then I was moving. So, but we will keep doing this the second Thursday of every month at 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 o'clock on the East Coast. We have two fantastic guests for you. Mona Shaikh and James Adomian are your contestants tonight, battling it out. So we want to welcome everybody. Holly, Horn, Blaze Silver Wolf, and Kate is here, our scorekeeper. She's going to have to put it in the chat. We've been having some sort of admin issues over at StreamYard, but she will be keeping score. It's always great to have everybody here. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you for those watching on the YouTube, on the Facebook, and of course, everybody watching over on the Rockfin. And Kate has put in the chat the Mona and James is social media handles, so please follow them. And let us, without any further ado, welcome to another exciting episode of Anything Can Happen. Let us bring on your co-host for Anything Can Happen and one of the hosts of the Get Your News On with Ron, like that. I guess there's only one host. That's Ron Cho. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage and the StreamYard and the interwebs, Ron Plone.
Oh, Graham, what's going on, buddy? I love the new studio. It's I dig it, man. It's got it does have that it's got like a 90s music video vibe, and I really like it. It's my favorite era of music videos.
It feels almost 80s. It's sort of like
yeah, a little bit.
And
like
I ran so far away, I couldn't get away, right?
Dun 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 dun. Yeah. It's got an aha vibe. I'm feeling it. It's good. Good to be here, man. I'm glad. I mean, this is just. I want the world to collapse to the tune of multiple choice questions. You know, like I just think that's the way it should go out. So that's why we do this game show.
We got good things happening. You know, the Congress is basically being run now, but they're going to outlaw just everything now that the right wing's got it control, and the Supreme Court wants to outlaw striking. I think, isn't that what you're talking about?
Yeah. The Supreme Court, they're going to try to make it like almost impossible to strike because the employer can sue the strikers for what they deem to be damages. It's great, man. Yeah, it's great. We're really we're coming in swinging. So yeah, and this is we've successfully made a political game show where the less you know about politics, the better off you are, which I think is also kind of a life lesson, really. Like, I don't pay attention to the news. Well, you've already won. You won. Good for you. You're already a winner.
People that have won on this show. One, we had a guy didn't know who Kamala Harris was, won the show. We've had political pundits lose, college economist professors lose.
Yeah, we've had professors lose.
We've had professors lose. This show is truly amazing. That it's almost like the less you know about politics, the better chance you have, because it's fantastic, and it totally
it's a special formula. There's a special knack to this game. I'm not even quite sure what it is. That's how special it is, because anything can happen.
That's the name of the show, ladies and gentlemen. We show the absurdity and the evil of both political parties and the American empire in a fun, wholesome family game show that you could play at home with your kids. So, Ron, why don't you introduce the wonderful people on the internet to our esteemed contestants for tonight's show?
Absolutely. Our first contestant, very, very funny comedian. She talks crypto. She talks comedy. She's been on Forbes, CNN, list goes on and on. Please welcome to the show, Mona Shaikh.
Yes. Thanks so much for having me, guys. I was actually looking at Graham's background, it gave me very Morgan Freeman, Bruce Almighty vibes. That's what I got. It's like you're in the clouds, you're like a god. I always pictured God to be white, anyways. So it's like white God face in the sky, answering all your questions. Yeah,
That's
grant your
how I want
wishes.
this. I want this game show to be perceived as that, as I'm God in the sky answering your questions. That's
Asking you,
And
and if you get the questions right, you get to go to heaven.
you
yeah.
get to go to
That's gonna
heaven. Yeah,
be.
that's it. That's all you
He's
have
gonna
to
ask
do.
you Republican or Democrat quotes, and that's the ticket.
That's
Well,
right there.
this life pretty much is like a game show, right? Like there's prizes you can lose. It's like womp 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 womp. Like it
Well,
feels that way.
I never pictured God to have a necklace, but now I do. So
I, well, I can tell you this: God is absolutely a surfer because God made the waves, and waves are God's a surfer, and
that makes
everything
sense.
else was ruined by human beings. So that's mine.
Humans do ruin everything. I agree with that.
They really do. So Mona, I know we just had, for those of you who haven't seen, there's a great interview. Mona and I talk about the state of crypto. She's very knowledgeable on it, so please check that out. And she's doing like crypto comedy stuff. So pay attention to that. And now let's meet Mona's who she will be competing against on Anything Can Happen. Ron, who's our next contestant?
This guy is very, very funny. He does an immaculate Bernie impression. He does a fantastic Bush impression. And actually, my favorite impression that he does an absolutely killer John McCain. It's so crazy good. I've watched, I don't know how many times I've watched this guy's John McCain video over the years. But please welcome to the show, James Adomian.
Hey, wow. That thank you, Ron. Thank you for that introduction. That goes way back in the James Adomian archives.
Yeah. No, I loved it, dude. Especially like when you had like the Doors music over it and you were doing John
McCain as Colonel Kurtz.
Yeah. Well, and then the sketch with his wife too. That was I know that's going back, man, but yeah, I love that.
I think it was probably Drew Droege playing Cindy McCain. And it's an honor to be here with Graham Melwood with the I'm calling it like a Pearl Jam or Creed music video background.
That's the first part of that is really, I love Pearl Jam. The Creed thing, that felt like a slight. That felt like a deliberate attack.
Nice,
Some of the hardest times I have laughed is watching you, James, be on the Todd Glass show at LA Podfest several years in a row. Where that was one of my favorite things about being a producer on LA Podfest, watching the Todd Glass show and having you come in and do all these characters. And when you did Creedence, when you were singing Creedence, oh my
God, oh man, that was before the pandemic, and LA Podcast was still a thing.
Yes. Yep.
Oh God, those were fun days. We're in the evening, so that's about the time. Like, I mean, that's the fun. You don't know what he's saying.
That's all you got to do. That's like my Eddie Vedder is just no, I'm doing Nickelback. Anyway,
same thing.
I'm not Nickelback. It all kind of runs together. All right, let's get into our first. There are 3 rounds. I will explain the rules to our contestants and the home audience. Our first round is famous quotes. Who said this, Republican or Democrat? I will read a quote from a prominent Republican or Democrat, somebody who was president, vice president, key cabinet position, or a presidential cabinet. It won't be some obscure senator you've never heard of. I will read the quote. First one of you to raise your hand gets to answer. I'll give you, this will be a sample. So I'll say like 40 and 20 years ago, first one of you to raise your hand. Ron will pick you. And if you say Republican, that would be correct. You get that point correct. And then you have a chance to get a second point by saying who specifically said it. And if you said Abraham Lincoln, you would get 2 points. If you said wrong answer, then the other contestant has a chance to steal that point. And thus, anything can happen. Person with the most points at the end of round 1 gets to choose what category we use for round 3. And there will be 2 legit categories.
For round
and then
2.
For round 2.
Yeah,
What did I say?
You said round 3, but yeah, round 2. They pick it for the next round.
The host doesn't even know the rules, folks. Anything can happen. That's what we love about this game show. So for round 2, so whoever's in the lead of round 1 gets to pick the category for round 2. And you will be given 3 categories to choose from. One of them is a fake category. If you pick that one as the super delegate category, and then the person in second place automatically has a 1-point lead over you, and then they get to pick the category for round 2. And then after round 2, and then we do a round 3. It's all fun. It's very simple. Raise your hand. Ron will pick you, and we are now ready for anything can happen. Contestants, are you ready?
I think so. Think so
too. Yeah.
Mona and James.
The last part was a little confusing, but I guess we'll figure it out. It's fine.
Yeah, we get there. It's like when you play a board game at someone's house. You're like, let's just start rolling the dice. It'll all make sense. You know what I mean?
That's how I kind of live my life. Just roll the dice and just see where it happens.
All right. Here we go. All right. Ron, number 103. Who said this? Democrat or Republican? I'll tell you what. $10,000 bet?
Mona.
I think James is still processing this question. Republican?
Oh, congratulations, Mona. You got our first point of the evening. Guessing Republican. It's that simple. Now a chance to double your lead. What prominent Republican, I will read it again, said the following quote? Rick, I tell you what, $10,000 bet.
Mitch McConnell?
That is incorrect. James, you now have a chance at tying us up at 1 point each. Which prominent Republican said the following quote? Rick, I tell you what, $10,000 bet.
Mitt Romney.
That is correct, James Adomian. Congratulations. You have tied us up out of the gate. Already a tied contest, Ron. This is exciting.
I think we're going to see a lot of points today, Graham. I always make my predictions early. That's my prediction this game. I think we're going to see a lot of points. This is going to be a high-scoring game. It's going to be close. It's going to be high-scoring.
I got to believe you're correct. And I think both contestants now, after the first question, see how simple this game truly is and how you really don't need to know a lot other than names and guessing. All right. Next question. The score is tied 1 apiece. James 1, Mona 1. There are 4 questions in round 1, 3 remaining. Ron, number 105. Who said this, Democrat or Republican? See, students, you too can be president.
James.
George W. Bush.
So that is a first. You got to guess the party first.
Well, that's the George W. Bush party. I guess I've shot my load.
So you just say. I mean, it's.
What's wrong with the name of a party? Is I am a party. I'm peaceful. I'm understandful of my party of one.
That's the whole reason I brought you on the show, James, is so you would do your George W. Bush impression. So you didn't say the party. You said the president is correct. So that's correct. So
I'm going to manage to get nothing out of this.
So you can we'll give you a point for that, for the first question is you just got to guess Republican or Democrat, and then you say the president. So you got the president right. You're going in reverse order. So what party?
Republican.
Oh my God, James, that's amazing that you got that. That's fantastic. That's the way to go. So remember now, guys, when you say the party first, but that was correct. James now got 2 points off of that by and a phenomenal impression. So now James is in the lead 3-1. But Ron, we've seen much higher leads come and go.
Oh yeah, I mean it's still early on, and again, sticking by my prediction, we're going to see a lot of points from both contestants. But that was a really quick boom sweep. So we'll see what happens next.
All right. Question number 3 of round 1. Question 106, Ron. Who said this, Democrat or Republican? I would have made a good pope.
Mona.
Democrat?
That is incorrect. James, you have a chance to get another point and increase your lead 4-1. Which prominent Republican said this quote? I would have made a good pope.
Donald Trump.
That is incorrect. Mona now has a chance, right, Ron?
Yeah, she gets one more.
Mona has one chance to guess which famous Republican said the following quote: I would have made a good pope.
Thinking of the most egotistical one.
Not a short list.
Yeah, right.
Not a short list there at all. I don't know, man. There's so many whack jobs on the Republican side. I'm gonna go with I don't know. McCarthy?
That is incorrect, but a bold guess. Ron, tell everybody who said that quote.
That was Richard Nixon.
Yes.
So
Oh, I didn't consider the dead ones.
Hey, what up, mate?
Gotta think of the dead people too. All right.
Henry. I guess if you put the Henry in there, you give it away. He was always saying everything to Henry Kissinger.
Yeah.
Henry would have made a fantastic pope. The celibacy of the priesthood would have been done away with long ago. Good, honest Protestant values.
Oh, I would love to see a Richard Milhouse Nixon mass. I would love to see him give a papal mass in the Vatican City.
I want everybody paying attention.
All right. James still has a 2-point lead. Our final question of round 1, but 2 points lay in the balance. Mona could easily tie us up and force a sudden death over who picks the round 2 category. Fourth and final question of round 1. James 3, Mona 1. Round 111.
All right.
Who said this, Republican or Democrat? Getting rid of lead pipes is an environmental justice issue in rural communities, in poor communities, and communities of color.
James.
That's a Democrat.
That is absolutely correct. You now have 4 points and a chance to extend your lead 5-1. Which prominent Democrat said the following quote: getting rid of lead pipes is an environmental justice issue in rural communities, in poor communities, and communities of color?
Barack Obama.
That is incorrect, James. Mona, you have a chance to steal the point. Which prominent Democrat said that quote?
Gavin Newsom?
You're not wrong, or you're not, well, you're close, Ron, because the person who said that was at one time Attorney General of the state of California. Ron, tell us who said that quote.
Right state, but that is Kamala Harris.
Oh, I'm so close.
Kamala Harris.
Close.
Yes.
Yet so far.
Same slate a couple times there, even.
Yeah. But that now James has the lead 4-1. He is in the lead going into round 2. I will read 3 categories for James Adomian to choose from. One of them is a fake one. If he picks the fake one, Mona will then take a 5-4 superdelegate lead and get to pick the category in round 2. So the categories to choose from are name that dictator.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I missed that.
So I'm going to give you 3 categories to choose from. The first one is name that dictator. The second category is presidents that have murdered. And the third category is name that empire. Goofy laws from around the world.
I'm going to say name that dictator.
That is correct, James Adomian. So that is not the superdelegate category, which we will never reveal what it is until you pick it. So we now go into round 2. James has a lead 5-1. But Ron, while a 4-point lead does seem like a big hill to climb, what has this game taught us in the past?
Leads come and go, Graham. Anything can happen. Now this is a lower point round. This is a multiple choice round, so there's only 1 point on the board for each question. But I think all of them are going to get scooped up. So I'm sticking by my prediction. We're going to see a high scoring game here.
Yes, we can. There are 3 questions in round 2. James has a 3-point lead. So by the end of it, we could be locked up going into round 3. Or any number of scenarios that equate with the math sitting on the table. All right. The category is name that dictator. I will read what this person has done and then give you 4 dictators to choose from. First person to raise their hand gets to pick. If they pick it correctly, they get the point. If they are incorrect, the other contestant gets to pick from the 3 remaining names on the potential dictator list. All right. Number 10, Ron. When he occupied the White House, Donald Trump used the presidential call button to immediately deliver him A, a massage, B, his iPhone, C, a Diet Coke, D, sports scores.
Mona.
Oh, a Diet Coke?
Mona, congratulations. You just got yourself the 2nd point of tonight. Outstanding. Oh, boom, boom. That's what he called for. That was our president. Now,
Yeah.
James, how do you think Bernie Sanders would have responded to that?
Look, in my view, Donald Trump has grossly overstepped the boundaries of the presidency and executive branch of the United States. What's more, it is highly irresponsible for the most visible leader in the political free world to be ordering a Diet Coke, which is flavored with aspartame, a substance only legalized over my strenuous objections in the 1980s by Donald Rumsfeld.
Thank you, Senator Sanders, for weighing in on that. We very much appreciate that. All right, so James 4, Mona 2 now, trimming the lead. Mona, let me ask you this question: Did you know that's what it was, or was that just a guess?
I mean, I think of ketchup, Diet Coke, and cheeseburgers, and a big butt when I think of Trump. So, if you gave me any 4 of those options, I would pick from them. So yeah.
And you got to wonder too with the aspartame, like how much is his Was his mental cognition affected? And the coke from the 80s and whatever, Adderall and whatever else he's taking. I think.
I mean,
there's a lot.
Yeah.
All right. Next question, James 4. Mona creeping up with 2. All right. Name that dictator. Number 12, Ron. This former president used a version of Whitney Houston's rendition of I Will Always Love You during his campaign. Was it A, Saddam Hussein, B, George Washington, C, George W. Bush, D, Barack Obama?
Mona.
George W. Bush?
That is incorrect. James now has a chance to steal this point. I will read the question again, James, and you could pick. Name that dictator. This former president used a version of Whitney Houston's rendition of I Will Always Love You during his campaign. Was it A, Saddam Hussein, B, George Washington, C, George W. Bush, D, Barack Obama?
Saddam Hussein.
James, you are correct and just got your 5th point of the evening. That was Saddam Hussein who used Whitney.
Because it's a little bit too tone deaf for an American politician. But if English is your 3rd language and you love the song, I can totally see that.
I'll be honest, I didn't think anyone was going to get that one.
That's a good logic.
I mean, I can see thinking, oh man, this is definitely something an American. I mean, obviously it's not George Washington, right? So that's the one joke one. But like Barack Obama, maybe, but I could see George W. Bush thinking, yeah, this would be a good call. Like
so tone deaf for so long. Like yeah, maybe that guy.
But then having been to Iraq, doing shows and seeing the pool at Saddam's, one of his palaces that was emptied and had blood marks in the deep end because he would put people he was pissed at in the end with a tiger. Maybe Whitney Houston's crazy song would make sense. I don't know. He was nuts.
I want to know how Whitney feels about it. That's how I want to feel.
She's probably like, well, as long as the royalty check cleared, I don't care, right?
I'm just imagining him pressing play on like one of those analog buttons to a CD, like a tape cassette recorder, and it starts playing.
He just starts waving like,
and the irony of like, there's no bodyguard that's going to help you.
Just like as like tanks. Go ahead,
yeah.
Mona.
No, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I just said as tanks roll by, that song's playing as he presses the click, and then I Will Always Love You, and then like tanks roll in front of him and he's waving at them. That's what I see. That was my version. What was yours, Mona?
Going out in the pool.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to know if it ended with or it just stayed. Did they add the Iraqi touch to it, or was it just a thing?
It's a great question, and you're the only one on this panel that could make that joke.
That is correct. Oh, I chose that. Do I get a point for that? No, I'm just
you get a bonus point. A bonus point. All right. So James has 5, Mona 2. Last question of round 2. All right. Ron, this will be number 13. Name that dictator. This guy claimed to his people that he invented the hamburger. Spoiler, he did not. Was it A, Al, B, Kim Jong-il, C, Vladimir Putin, D, Boris Johnson?
Hey, Graham, can you read A again? You kind of got a little choppy there.
You got choppy. Burn. Anyway, all right. I'm sorry. I'll read the whole thing again. This guy claimed to his people that he invented the hamburger. Spoiler, he didn't. Was it A, Al Gore, B, Kim Jong-il, C, Vladimir Putin, D, Boris Johnson?
James.
B. Kim Jong Un.
That is correct, James. You are now back up to a 4-point lead, 6-2, as we go into the third and final round. But I know you and I have both seen 4 and 5 and even 6-point leads disappear.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Especially last round, a lot of points on the table. And we've tweaked this last round slightly. Now, this is religious law and state law. And now we have multiple choices for the second half, which makes the next point easier to get than it was prior because you had 50 states to choose from. Not anymore.
Yes. So this next round, there is 3 questions to this round, but there's 2 points to be gained per question, similar to the round 1 question. So I will read a law and you have to guess, raise your hand and say, is it a state, a United State, a law from one of the 50 United States, or a religious law? If you guess correctly, like if you guess state law, then I will read 4 states to choose from for you to get the second point. If you don't get that correct, the other contestant has a chance to steal it. Same thing with religious law. Contestants, are you ready to go into our third and final round?
Now, the most special part about this round is that if we get booked at a college, this round will not be happening.
Yes, as we try to sell this show to do it live at colleges, we're very much aware that this won't happen. We will not be allowed to do this. But for our purposes here tonight, we're going to do it. So James has 6, Mona 2, but there are 6 points available to be had in this round. All right. So this is religious law or state law. Let me find the tweaks are at the. All right. Here we go. Okay. All right. Religious law or state law. 79. You can insult an officer of the law, but you need to stop when they ask you to.
James.
That's a state law.
James, that is correct. You just got yourself a point and a chance to increase your lead. Is it A, Florida, B, New Hampshire, C, Wyoming, D, Colorado?
I'm going to say C, Wyoming.
I'm going to say that is incorrect. Mona, a chance to pick up a point and stay alive. I will read the law again. The state law is you can insult an officer of the law, but you need to stop when they ask you to. Is it A, Florida, B, New Hampshire, C, Wyoming, D, Colorado?
I'll go with D, Colorado.
I will go with, you just got yourself another point, Mona. Outstanding. Boom. Making this interest now. 2 points got split. It is now 7-3, still a 4-point differential. Next question. Religious law or state law? The wealthy will be condemned by God.
Mona.
Religious law.
Mona, that is correct. You got yourself another point and a chance to get second point, getting you ever closer to a tie, which would mean a runoff sudden death question. Is this religious law? A, Buddhism, B, Christianity, C, Taoism, D, Hinduism?
Sorry, which one was Christianity?
B.
B? I'm going to go with Christianity.
I'm going to go with, you just got yourself another point, Mona. Outstanding. Wow. Well, boom, 2 quick points. And like that, James's lead is now only 2 points as we go into a final question of round
this is it.
3. Ron, what have we
Came
seen
down to the last question, Graham. You can't ask for anything more.
It's this kind of high-octane excitement, Ron, which is why people are tuning in from around the world to watch me in front of a green screen and 3 comics who want this to be done soon so they can make dinner. And if this is tied at the final question, we will go into a sudden death question to determine the winner. James Adomian 7, Mona Shaikh with 5, our final question of round 3. Religious law or state law? No commercials. You can't advertise in a cemetery.
James.
State law.
James, that is correct, which makes you the winner. And let's see if you can get another point here, or maybe another point for Mona. Was that state law in A, South Carolina, B, Georgia, C, Maine, D, New York?
C, Maine.
Wow, Jesus, that's correct. Sweeps the last question. Holy shit, that was nuts.
Well, my logic here is South Carolina and Georgia wouldn't restrict corporations any more than they absolutely had to. And then when I heard Maine, I was like, yeah, that's a weird state law. So Maine took the lead. Then I'm like, New York, it doesn't rise to the level of being on the agenda to come up in their legislative sessions. But that's exactly the kind of law that they would have way up there in the forest world of Maine.
You know, this is actually history on the show. See, usually whenever people apply logic, they get it wrong.
Yes.
You're the first contestant that like applied very reasonable thinking to that question, but also still got it right.
Yeah, usually when they apply that much logic to it, they overthink it and get it wrong. That's usually what they do. They think, well, Maine would probably have that kind of a law, but then I thought, well, the South, this guess was right. Their first logical answer was right, but then they go, well, it involves a cemetery, and the South is really religious, so it's probably that. Then they would like outthink themselves. But you didn't do that, James Adomian, and that was amazing to me.
Not smart enough to outthink myself. Look, I'm thinking from the hip. Remain confident in my own steadfast.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but I know he does. I know George W. Bush knows. He knows what that means. Well,
there was a drunken stupor where it made sense to him.
Yeah, and everybody agreed and went, "Oh, that's a good point, man. That's a fantastic point." Well, this was super fun. Mona, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Tell everybody where they see you, upcoming shows, your website, any online podcasts that you're doing so people can follow you and tune in.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. This is one of the main reasons why I haven't taken the IQ test, because I don't really want to find out what kind of a dumbass I am. So this is like the second best thing to it. So I appreciate it. But you guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Mona's Comedy. I'm also on Facebook at Mona Shaikh Comedian, and I have a show coming up on Saturday at the good old Comedy Chateau up in North Hollywood. And you can check out all my shows at Mona Shaikh, SHAIKH.com. And I just got back from Vegas yesterday, and I passed the LA Comedy Club there, so I'm very excited.
Right on. Congratulations. And folks, you can go back and see an amazing conversation that Mona and I had on my show, Political Vigilante, discussing crypto, the future of it, what the FTX is going to mean to the space and all that. It's a pretty cool. We've had some great crypto discussions, and Mona's the most recent one. So check that out. Mona, thank you so much. Good luck with everything, and we will have you on the show soon.
Thank you very much, you guys.
Thanks, Mona.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. James Adomian, our winner tonight. That was just stunning. You brought a high-octane type of contestancy. That's not a word, but I'm going to say it. To the
Never
show.
stopped the sports announcer from making up a word. The contestancy was strong from start to finish.
His intestinal fortitude and contestancy was something to be admired from afar and near.
That was fantastic scoresmanship.
Great questionnaring out of our contestantship for today's contest of political sizing of answers.
James, if I could be so bold, man, would you mind if I ask, what does John McCain think of your victory tonight?
Well, look, I think sometimes you say the best man wins. Obviously, sometimes you got a silly little boy who takes the lead in that. He's a bad man. He's a bad man. He's a little cocksucker, and he won unfairly, and sometimes that happens. And I learned that when I was strung up. I was forced to do hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. Back in the days, I was forced to do cheerleading cheers for Ho Chi Minh while he stood on my shoulder like a cheerleading squad.
Thank you.
And what did W. Bush think of your victory today?
I think it's good. I think it's good when it wins. when a victory wins, it's better than when it doesn't.
When a victory wins, that's amazing, Mr. President. When a victory wins, it is better than when it doesn't. I mean, that's just.
I appreciate that. You see, this one doesn't know what he's talking about.
And Senator Sanders, would you mind weighing in on James Adomian winning this evening?
Top 1% of the top 10% of the questions of round 3 were rigged in favor of the top 1% of the top 50% of the pre-existing scores to that point. In the 21st century, even on the YouTube platform, that is unacceptable.
Oh, God. Well, thank you, Senator Sanders, for holding us accountable on our show. We've never been accused of cheating on this show, but I will thoroughly investigate it.
I am never going to come forward and accuse you of cheating, especially when it has been done and I am the victim of it. I will always refrain from those accusations.
Even though we all wish you would.
And put it, making a United Front for the next game. I will come together and we will have a critique, we will do our criticisms, and then we will come together and we will lose, and then we will move forward.
Oh my God. Oh. Well, Senator Sanders, that was painfully true and funny. So that was just.
Sure.
Well, James, dude, it was great to see you on the show, man. What do you got going on? Where can people see you?
So I'm on Instagram at Adomian. That's also the same Twitter handle, but everyone should stop using it. I'm on Mastodon and Vero and Counter Social, and I'm about to join Hive. And no one's on any of those platforms, but you can find me also there at Adomian. And there's an old Tumblr I think I'm going to turn back on. Which also is I think I forget what it is, if it's Adomian or jamesadomian.tumblr.com. Well, I'll figure it out. In LA coming up here tonight. Is this on tonight right now?
We're live right now.
Yeah, I'm doing Ben Glebe and Friends at the Lyric Hyperion tonight at 9:30. And then next week on Tuesday, also at Lyric Hyperion, I'm doing In Unit Laundry with MK Paulson and Simon Gibson. And I'm going to be at SF Sketchfest at the Brava Theater on January 21st. I'm going to be in Minneapolis, Acme Comedy Club, February 1st through February 4th. After that, we're looking at Atlanta. We're looking at Fort Collins. We're looking at Honolulu. And I think that rounds out the winter into the spring. And if you're looking for interesting organizations to support, I'm highly recommend. Given the hardships that Armenia is going through right now at the hands of Turkey and Azerbaijan, I am telling people about the Children of Armenia Fund, which is coaf.org, coaf.org. They do a lot of great work. And also the Armenian National Committee of America has an initiative to try to stop U.S. military funding of Azerbaijan, which we've been doing without the approval of the American people. And the website for that is anca.org/907.
Well, dude, I really appreciate it. I've seen you talk a little bit about that on Instagram, and I'd love to have you come back on my regular Political Vigilante show, and we can talk seriously about what's going on because I've covered that a little bit about a year or so ago, but I know it's getting worse now, and I'd love to have somebody come on the show that's knowledgeable about it and can inform my audience what's going on, and then go into more detail about those organizations you talked about and how to help.
I'd be glad to. I hope it's a game show format.
Spin the wheel on which evil country America's funding for war. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Who's in bed with the dictatorship of Azerbaijan? Is it British Petroleum, the BBC, or is it BP?
Yeah.
B, all of the above. Yay.
Hey. Well, cool, man. And so, like, when you do stand up, when you're like headline a club or whatever, how are you like doing the impressions and the characters, or stand up, or a mix of it, or what are you doing?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, it depends on what's going on. I'm always have new stuff to do. People sometimes remember me things for stuff that it's not currently happening in the stand-up act. And so, there's always some impressions, but sometimes it's just new stuff that I'm thinking of or interested in, like, shitting on Tom Selleck for doing the reverse mortgage ads or whatever. And there's all kinds of stuff that doesn't make it out there anywhere because I've given up on promoting my stuff or pitching a TV show. So the only way to ever see any of it is to catch me live.
Nice. Right on, dude. Well, folks, if you haven't ever seen James Adomian live, please do. He's hilarious, as he was just made all of us laugh. So check out the very funny stand-up and the impressions and everything. It's fantastic. So support what he's doing, man. Go check out his Tumblr.
Now I got to figure out the password. All right.
Go see him on Friendster. And
why did we ever leave? Why did we ever leave Friendster? What was wrong with it?
We never should have left.
Never should have left.
Well, James, thanks so much, man. Have a great night tonight, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks guys.
James.
Later. James Adomian, everybody. God damn, is he funny? He just fucking makes me laugh.
A very, very funny guy.
Oh, it's just preposterous, and I just love throwing anyone that's got impressions that I like. I will not let them leave without making them do it. Like Kevin Pollak.
Yeah.
It's so hard. Every time I see every podcast I've ever done with Kevin Pollak, at some point I'm like, and what do you think Christopher Walken? What would he say about that? He'd be like, and I'd be dead if he goes into his thing. Rick Overton, I'm always like, and does Sean Connery? Where does he stand on this? And
yeah.
I'll tell you what, he goes, I can't do it, but Ron, do you have a little time for some You Should Know This?
It's got to be a real quick one, but yeah, we can do like a really, really fast one.
All right, buddy, you go first.
All right. So, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right.
Let me turn off the chat. So, folks, welcome to You Should Know This. This is the game where Ron is insanely knowledgeable about music, and I only know about Pearl Jam, and then I know a lot about movies. And Ron thinks everything is a TV show. So he is going to read a line from a popular piece of music that I probably should know and see if I can get it. And then I will read a line of dialogue from a popular, famous movie, and we'll see who knows what.
All right, Graham. This is an easy one for you. And it's, I don't want to give anything away, but yeah, I'll just jump into it. I'm the dog who gets beat, shove my nose in shit.
Well, it's not a pop song.
That's fair.
This feels like it's in your vinyl record collection wheelhouse of like a punk band. This feels like a punk band.
Not a punk band. No.
What?
No.
Heavy
I
metal.
can give you kind of, yeah. It's kind of heavy metal. I mean, I'll give you this hint. It was sort of. This is sort of in honor of your. We've all made the observation that there's like a '90s music video theme going on with your green screen. So this is sort of in honor of that. So and you definitely know this song.
Oh no.
I guarantee you know this song. Yeah. This is. Do you want another line?
Yeah, give me another line.
Feed my eyes, Jesus Christ.
Is this Stone Temple Pilots?
You're getting very close. Now, so the thing about this song, notice there's not a lot of words, and I'll put it this way: if I like spoke it in the rhythm the song goes, you would like know right away. Like that would give it away.
Oh.
So it's one of those types of songs. But
Soundgarden.
You're very, very close. You're like, yeah. I mean, if you just keep
Nirvana.
No. But if you keep naming all like the radio rock bands of that era, you will. Yeah, I mean, you're very, very close. You're in the family with like Soundgarden, and Stone Temple Pilots, but and I guess Nirvana too. Although, yeah, Nirvana too.
So this song is a little more top 40 than like Nirvana would be, or not as grungy.
It was a successful radio hit. I wouldn't describe it as like top 40 in the pop sense. It's not a poppy song. It's definitely a pretty heavy rock and roll song. But or a grunge song. But
Sugar Ray.
No.
God, it's not Soundgarden. It's not Stone Temple Pilots.
You're like right there. There's like a couple more bands you could name, and they're one of them.
It's not Pearl Jam.
No. So I mean, there's literally one.
Blind Melon.
No, dude, that's like a deeper cut. Now you're overthinking it. Now this is like, all right, you just named Pearl Jam, Soundgarden. We're talking '90s radio, grunge, alternative rock. Who have you not named? There's like that are at that level of fame. I mean, there's a ton of smaller bands you haven't named, but at that level.
Okay. Nirvana, Stone Temple Pilots, Soundgarden. Damn. Jane's Addiction.
You're getting a little colder, man. No, stay in the grunge zone. Stay in the grunge zone. You were even in with Nirvana. You were in Pearl Jam. You were even in the right city.
Oh shit! It's one of these Seattle bands. The one I don't know.
No, you know this band. You for sure know this band. Maybe you just don't realize they're a Seattle band.
It might be one of those like I know the lyrics of some of the song, but I don't know the band that's saying it over them.
Maybe, but I have a feeling you know this band. I mean, there's no way that you for sure know this band name.
Oh.
With everything you've guessed so far, you for sure know this band name.
I know the chat is exploding. I know people
actually no. A couple people got it, but a lot of people didn't. But no, some people definitely got it. Although someone did say the fact that Graham didn't immediately call this ouch. So I guess some people think it's an obvious one, but some people they're not sure at this one. So
Seattle bands. I thought
they are a Seattle band.
Soundgarden.
They're right in the wheelhouse. Yeah, Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Soundgarden. They are right in that wheelhouse. They are that level of fame. 90s. This song, you could not avoid this song. Like it was everywhere. Feed my eyes, Jesus Christ.
Oh, is it Was it Courtney Love's band? What was her band name? Was it?
No.
Damn.
No, it's not Hole. It's
Hole.
it's a male singer. Feed my eyes, can you sew them shut? Jesus Christ, deny your maker. He who tries will be wasted.
I have no
Oh,
idea.
man.
Like that's
All
not
right,
helping me
man.
at all.
All right. Well, here, I'm gonna give it. You ready? You're gonna know it now. Ready?
All
Here
right.
we go.
Yeah.
Feed my eyes, can you sew them shut? Jesus Christ, deny your maker. Hey, wow, 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 wow.
Oh, I know that song. Oh, that's
You know that song.
Oh, I know it. Oh, who is that?
The man in
the suit.
I can't. I'm surprised. I thought this was gonna be an easy one. Alice in Chains, Man in the
Oh!
Box. The man in the box.
Yes, Alice in Chains.
Buried in my shit.
You
Yeah.
picked the one band out of that Seattle grunge scene that I never really followed or paid. Like I know that song,
Yeah, but
obviously.
dude, that song's everywhere.
I know it was everywhere, and it was one of those songs that I would hear, and I would go, "Oh," and then go, "That was Alice in Chains," and I would immediately forget it. That's why.
You'd be like, "When am I ever going to need to know that again?" All right. I thought that was gonna. All right. Hey, you never know. You never know with these things. But yeah, Alice in Chains, Man in the Box.
It's not your fault, Ron, that I don't know who Alice in Chains is, even though that was on the radio, probably in heavy rotation in the 90s, and I just didn't know.
It's still, I mean, it's still like, classic rock stations now play that, which is kind of overwhelming to think about. But yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, the song I have is, or not the song, but the movie.
Yeah, one of these days we should do a switch. We should do a switch where you do a song and I do a movie.
Oh, that would be amazing.
I'll do a TV show and like ruin it. I'll be like, wait, that doesn't count. I thought that was a movie.
And I'll do like like a music sound or song or like that. That still wouldn't work.
You'll do an instrumental.
I'll do.
It'll just be no words.
Ron, name that song. Yeah, I'll just do like cool. I'll just do like jazz. I'll just like Miles Davis and see if he knows that. All right, my movie is let's do this. Oh, hold on. I know what I wanted to get. It's this. All right. All right. Here we go. All right, let me do. All right. I'm going to say this quote, but there's going to be 2 blanks in here because it'll be a dead giveaway.
Okay. All right.
Ah, blank, my old friend. Do you know the blank proverb which tells us revenge is a dish that is best served cold? It is very cold in space.
That is Wrath of Khan.
What? Ron?
Dude, of course, Wrath of Khan. Come on, man. I'm not that ridiculous.
Oh my God.
Kirk, my old friend, revenge is a dish best served cold. And then afterwards, like Kirk fucks him up big time, and he's like covered in blood and stuff.
Well, what's the second blank? The blank proverb.
Is it Klingon? Is it Klingon proverb? Okay.
Holy
all right.
shit, Ron. I'm impressed. I'm thoroughly impressed.
It's my favorite Star Trek of the 6, you know, like of the
best
first
one.
6. Wrath of Khan is pretty solid. I actually like the 6th one too. Like I thought that was a cool one. You know, some of them, the third one and the 4th one were a little like, all right. And then the 5th one was okay. You know, I mean, it's some of those movies don't hold up as much for me because like I didn't, you know, I loved them when I was a kid. And then I would like rewatch them as an adult. And I'd be like, wow, William Shatner is kind of something, huh? You know, but but
that one's the best because when Kirk tricks Khan and he's on the tricorn and he goes, hey, Khan, my old friend, and like a poor marksman, you keep missing the target. It's like it's so great.
Yeah, no, that's a great movie, man. And Khan is like such an epic villain, you know, like he's like one of the best sci-fi villains ever. I mean, he's, you know, like he's not quite as like iconic as like a Darth Vader or something like that because it was only like one movie for him. But yeah, dude, I mean, that was amazing.
And it's Ricardo Montalban is awesome in it. What makes him this is to me, what in my opinion, what makes a great villain. It was born out of pain. You know, he tried to overtake the ship and then he was put on this planet and then it was supposed to be this wonderful planet and then it didn't and it killed his wife. So he's been sitting on this dusty, dirty planet. And then he just,
he like snapped. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And then like somebody put in the chat, God, when
God,
God, he screams it when he's stuck down there. It's so great.
Yeah, dude. And then, you know, the thing with Spock at the end. Yeah. I mean, that's a fantastic movie, man. That like, yeah. I mean, I haven't seen any like the newer Star Trek, and by newer Star Trek, I mean like post 6. Like I've seen the newest ones that J.J. Abrams did. And I enjoyed them, but I'm not like a connoisseur. Like I'm not like a Star Trek aficionado or anything like that. I can just be like, I enjoy that movie for what it is. So I don't know if like I don't know if the Star Trek enthusiast approved of it or not, but you know, I'm not quite as hip. So I enjoyed those movies. I thought they were fun. And Zachary Quinto went to my high school, so that was kind of
that's
like
cool.
Yeah. So I'm like, but anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Revenge is a dish best served cold. It's very cold in space.
Yeah.
Well, the great line when he goes, Admiral Kirk. Like he's like nuts obsessed with Kirk. When he hears that he's an admiral, he like wants to go insane. Like it's
when it was like he had just gotten that. Well, and then it sort of came back to get him because Kirk got that promotion from captain to admiral, but then he got demoted again. And I think, was it because of what he did with Khan or did he do something else? But he did something where they demoted him.
He defied an order to take the ship out like that. He defied an order, so he gets ripped of being an admiral, becomes a captain again.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, he didn't. I guess that would have made Khan feel a little better, but he was kind of Dunzo by that point.
Yeah, he was toasted out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm impressed, Ron, that you got that one right off the bat. That was nice.
I got one. Yes, it doesn't happen often, but it happens sometimes.
Well, Ron, where can people see you, watch you? What's going down in Ron Placone Town?
Yeah, you know, I'm going to be on the road. I'm going to be in Tucson, Arizona, January 28th, just doing a show and a screening of my short film Loner, which I'm excited for the world to see. It's a short film. Technically, it's a pilot, but I just say short film because, you know, but I'm going to be having the premiere of that at the screening room in Tucson, Arizona. So it's a short film and a stand-up show. And then I'll be releasing that out to the world. So I'm excited for the world to see it. And then February 10th, April 14th, and May 12th, I'm going to be doing a string of shows at the Glendale Room in Los Angeles. working on my 2023 hour because I'm hoping to do some festivals later in the year, and should have a couple more dates and hopefully some international festival stuff coming up here in the next month or so. But romplacone.com for all tickets. And you can find my podcast, Get Your News On with Ron, on YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. I co-host Status Quo every Thursday, although I've been doing a lot more than that recently because Jordan Cheriton's been on paternity leave and I've been filling in for him. But on the regular, I'm just on Thursdays. So, yeah, check it all out. That's where you can find me, romplacone.com.
Awesome. Well, folks, I'm happy to announce my special Manifest It will be on the All Things Comedy YouTube channel, which has over 500,000 subscribers the first week of March. And so I'm in the process of booking a bunch of tour dates that'll be from March through into the fall most of the year. So I'm going to try to hit as many towns as possible. So as soon as we have right around the first week of March, maybe March 2nd, we're just the actual release date, but the special will be out and I'll be showing clips of it and all that stuff on my YouTube channel. But the full special will exclude All Things Comedy, which is youtube.com/ATC. So check all that out and go to my website, grahamelwood.com, sign up for the newsletter, which we haven't even sent one out. I think it's been a month or two, so we don't inundate your inbox with that. You get a free smoothie recipe and all that other stuff. Watch the show, Political Vigilante, of course, Government Secrets, and all of that stuff. You can support our show right here. Scrolling there, since we've been demonetized, we're on our second year of being demonetized. It's fantastic. It's almost 2-year anniversary, and so that's our show. Thanks, Ron. Thanks for taking time out today, man.
All right, I'll see you later, buddy.
Bye, buddy.
Peace.
Later, folks. Support the show right there. You can go to patreon.com/GrahamElwood and the Rockfin. So thank you, Ron. And then Kate put in the chat the Armenian Genocide Organization and the Children of Armenia Fund that James Adomian was talking about. And thank you, everybody. Final score 9-5. So I think that's our show today, everybody. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button and follow the scroll. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to Holly and Blaze Silver Wolf for being our moderators, and Kate for our scorekeeper for tonight's show. And thank you to Ron Placone, of course, and of course our fantastic contestants, Mona Shaikh and James Adomian. And thank you all for watching the show and support everything we're doing. We'll be live again Monday afternoon. I think I'm going to have Houston Wade back on the show because there's more crypto meltdowns, even though Bitcoin is now popping off. Bitcoin just got upwards of, it's back up 18, almost 19. So check that out, everybody. Have a wonderful day, wonderful evening, great weekend. We'll see you Monday. Thank you, everybody. And remember, anything can happen.